sought after. We have lots of members of this program, and it's a very important type of activity we have. The agriculture and forest zones, this is a reserve. Human activity is allowed, so we have zones for agriculture, forest protection. We have to be able, these markers demarcate where the zones are. We have to enforce those. The rangers have to be out there to make sure people are making intrusion in the forest. And our big concern, this is an area outside, way south reserve, but if you make intrusions in the rainforest like this, it'll never recover, it'll never come back. So you have to keep the impact small, localized, which is not bad because it actually will regenerate after it's not used anymore. It's actually good food for okapi, the regeneration of the small plots in the forest. In this picture, it's a typical market in the Congo, charcoal, plants, plantains. The two gentlemen are our staff buying things. The rest of the people are women. Women control the food economy. If you want to help the people, you got to empower the women. The number one thing you can do. They control resource exploitation, resource sale, resource allocation. So we have these women's groups we fund. They're along around the reserve. They're very strong, well organized. We work with them in agroforestry. Here's one of the cooperative farms providing with them with manioc. And these are the lucerne trees in the background to help put nitrogen back in the soil. By being able to grow food, they have extra, they can take care of their children, they can provide medicines for them, they can send them to school, and they're very well organized. On their own, they take care of all the orphans. These women's groups take care of all the orphans in their communities. They provide clothes and food for the orphans, so it's a great, and at the table, these women have a strong voice because they care about their communities and have a voice because they take care of their families. They are a voice about conservation in the communities around the reserve. The okapi is almost impossible to see in the wild. And how do you know how many okapi there are? Can you just guess? It's really hard to say how many okapi. We know there is poaching. Their skins are occasionally confiscated by the rangers, so okapi are being snared, the meat is being sold in markets, and the skins do come out. So this is okapi habitat. So how do you count okapi in this habitat? We have, Zoological Society of London has used radio cameras. But okapi don't use trails, so where do you put a radio camera? Occasionally you'll get a picture, but it's not going to give you any indication of how many okapi are. You have to look for their feces, you have to collect these, and we have a great team identifying, and we worked on a program to look at the genetics funded by WCN and donors, and this is the first genetic study of okapi. There's 5 lineages of okapi. And it's really interesting, these lineages, some of them are over 6 million years old, making the okapi predating the evolution of many modern mammals. It's one of the oldest mammal species on the planet. They are unique. There's 5 lineages, but they're found in every population of okapi. So the okapi population is one population, there's no subpopulations. They all share genes across. They're not isolated from each other at this point in time. So this lets us know that we can manage this as one population.